Welcome back to Untamed and Unfiltered, the podcast where we try to have it all together, but honestly, we don't.
And that's why you're here.
Your favorite chaotic duo is back, baby.
We're back.
I was stuck in my head for like a week and a half straight, I'm not gonna lie.
What is that from?
We did that in our last episode.
Oh my god, I thought that was from a TV show. I'm like, wait, that sounds familiar.
It is. It's from the Kardashians. That's where I got it from.
Oh.
That's why I suggested that the last time. But then it was stuck in my head after we did it, but it was you in my head.
When we say we're back.
Yeah.
I don't remember them doing that. Okay, whatever. We're back and we're better than ever.
We took like a kind of a break. We didn't post last week because we posted like on Monday. So it was like kind of weird with Easter.
We just post randomly. It will be once a week, but the day it's random. It's like a little
be determined.
Yeah, it's a little surprise for you guys.
Depends on what we have going on.
It's to keep you on your toes.
Awful. Anyway, my tick. I asked people, like, not that this isn't real life, but like I asked people in real life if they like notice that, and they're like, "Oh yeah, like you do it all the time."
You do it all the time.
I go, I think it's like my awkward, like, okay, now let's on to the next thing. Like, anyway, like moving on.
It's a good tick. I like it.
Okay, so anyway, in this episode, we have a little bit more of a structure, I'd say.
Yes.
A little less chaotic.
Nope.
Even though what we say is the most chaotic thing, but it's a little more flowy.
Last episode, we talked about the Pope and Bella's feet. And this week, we're going to talk about, little things that are more important.
Realistic.
Yes.
More relatable things.
Yes.
And one of those relatable things I think would be things that nobody warns you about in your 20s.
Yes.
And being an adult and kind of figuring it out. Like, I feel like your 20s are your formative years.
Mm-hmm.
You know what's coming next when you're a kid. Like, when you're young, you're like, okay, well, I'm in first grade now. I need to go to second grade. And then I'm going to go to middle school. And then I'm going to go to high school. So I feel like in your 20s, it's kind of like, all right, go do it.
You're a big girl. Go fly. Be free. And you're like, no, wait, I don't want to be free.
No. That's why they're like, I'm like, I never asked to be an adult. Like, I didn't ask for this.
No, it's hard.
It's awful.
It's really hard.
I think that it's kind of, for me at least, because I'm kind of on my younger 20s. Sorry to put salt in the wound.
I'll allow it.
But like, I'm still teetering the line of like, am I a kid or am I an adult? Like, I'm an adult, but then there's sometimes where I'm like, wait, no, I'm still a kid.
Mm-hmm.
Like, give me the chicken fingers from the kids menu.
Oh, who cares?
But I'm just saying, like, I think that it's really hard to kind of get over that line of kid and adult. Yeah. Even though, like, I'm about to be, well, I just turned 24, so I'll be in like my middle 20s next year. But like, that's weird. Like, no, I'm still 18.
I still think I'm a baby.
Like, it's crazy.
It's scary. It's crazy.
But I feel like I've also been so many different versions of myself in my first half of my 20s.
And I can agree with you on that. I feel like I've been through so many like different stages of myself. Like, in your early 20s, you're the party girl. Yeah. You don't give a shit about anything.
No responsibilities, really.
No responsibilities. 24, 25, you're still going out, but then it's slowing down a little bit, Definitely. And then 28, you're like work, sleep, home. That's it.
But then it's also like hard for me to think that like I'm so exhausted at 24. Like, I don't want to go out. I don't want to do anything.
It just gets worse.
And it gets worse. But like, I think about that there's people my age that have kids.
See,
like, I'm exhausted all of the time and I don't have a child.
Right now, I am okay with not having a child because I could not work all day and then come home to a child because I'm so tired.
I'm exhausted. And I think too, if I can't keep my room clean, like how am I supposed to take care of another human?
Just wait till you
I know it's not all on me. Like, it would be on me and like Jacob if we had a kid, but like still, like, even that, like, we're still figuring things out in our relationship. We're nowhere near ready for that. But I can't imagine people who are even younger, 19, 20, that have kids.
Like the Mormon wives, they have kids really young.
Yeah. And that's why I think it's hard too to see a lot of people on social media, either that you know or don't know. I mean, I don't even have to know you and see that you're younger than me and you're engaged, or you're younger than me and you bought your first house. Like,
it's hard to not compare yourself to others who are further along in life and you feel stuck.
yes.
I feel like that's a good way to
But
put
that's
it.
being the feeling stuck is normal. Like, that's the
Yes.
hard part
You're
that like you
nuts.
need to get over. Like, I'm saying that like you is me too, because I also need to get over that.
I feel like we're not stuck. We're just figuring it out and we are learning. We are taking it day by day.
I saw this post on like these affirmation things that I follow on Instagram to
I
make
love
myself
that.
feel better. But it was like, you used to beg to be where you are now. Like,
Yes.
we're always trying to think of like what's next or where we should be or where we're going. Like Ferris Bueller says, you need to stop and smell the roses. Like, sit and enjoy where you are right now. Like, I sit and think about it all the time. Even thinking like, yeah, as much as I would love to have kids or whatever, like right now, like once you have kids, that changes forever. You're never going to have time for yourself. You're never going to have any of that. So for me, it's like I am trying to stop and enjoy the little things, and especially like being with Jacob and being in the dating phase and like all of that stuff to where it's still fun and we're still learning things about it. I mean, I learn random things about him all the time that I didn't think I knew, and we've been together for almost 3 years. But you have to sit and enjoy that, and like I think you have to constantly remind yourself of that. Otherwise, you lose sight of what you have in the moment.
No, I totally agree with you. And realistically, there's a lot of things also that they don't warn you about in your 20s. Like, realistically, like, how do I write a check? How do I buy a house? How do I get health insurance?
Or there's so many things that, like, you probably could do. Like, I watch these TikToks of, like, oh, I bet you didn't know this. And then they give you, like, a little tidbit.
Oh, like a little life hack?
Yeah. And you're like,
oh,
I could go ask for that, and it would give me, like how to buy a house or whatever. Like, there's certain things you can go and apply for to make it a little bit easier. I'm like, how was I supposed to know that?
It's hard. They teach you about Pythagorean theorems, whatever that stupid word is. I failed geometry 3 times. Like, why do I need to learn how to dissect a pig? How is that useful? Yeah. I'm not a vet.
Yeah, no.
I'm not a vet.
But even it's kind of crazy though to me too. Like, you sit and think of like, okay, well, when you're in high school, it's if you do decide to go to college or whatever, they're asking you like, oh, what are you gonna do? Where are you gonna go? All these things. It's like, how the hell am I supposed to know?
I don't even know what I'm doing tomorrow.
Like, you're asking me at 18 what I want to do for the rest of my life.
And you know what? They need to stop putting so much pressure on you when you're in high school. Oh, like with your tests. What's it called? I failed them all, I think. The SATs.
The SAT and the ACT, you know what's crazy is the year after I graduated was 2020, right? So they stopped doing those. I don't know if they do them now, but for like 2 or 3 years, they did not take the SAT or the ACT. I'm like, you bitches.
Those were the worst 3 days of my life.
Yeah.
I didn't even try. I just put A, B, C. I knew I wasn't going to college, so I was like, all right, I'm done.
But see, like, that's my thing. Like, I will say, like, my parents weren't on me about like grades and stuff. And like, I mean, they were, but they weren't. Like, I didn't really apply myself like I could. Like, I feel like
I could feel that.
I feel like we're a lot smarter than we give ourselves credit for.
And I will say that. I agree with you on that.
But I think it's so ingrained in your head that it's like, all right, you got to get this, and then you got to get scholarships, and then you got to go away to school, and then you got to, like, I was so excited to go away to school. Knowing what I know now, would I do everything different? Probably.
Would you still go to college?
Yes, but I would take my time. But then it's hard because then you sit and think about like, okay, well, if I didn't do that, I wouldn't be probably where I am if I didn't do it that way. Like, that's what I have to remember is that, like, if I didn't go to college, I wouldn't have met Bailey. And I wouldn't have had all these things. And then I wouldn't have got different jobs. And then I wouldn't have met Jacob. And then I wouldn't have left jobs. And then we might not have ever have met. Like, there's so many little things.
We would not be here today.
There's so many things that, like, lead up to it. But however, I wish I would have considered more options. But I'm the kind of person where I'm like, this is what I want to do. And I'm going to do it. Like, nobody could talk me out of it.
Right.
Like, I'm very much like, once I'm set dead on something, even when it comes to buying something, like, if I want it right now.
You're gonna have it.
Amazon overnight is my best friend. Like, the fact that you can be at my house by the time I wake up in the morning or by the time I get home.
You don't have to pay extra for that, right?
Sometimes like $2.99.
Oh, it's not bad. See, that's so easy. Instead of going to the
But
store.
it's so awful. I will say though, like being an adult, we're kind of at a well, everything that I've gone through or I'm going through, like you've kind of already went through in a way
Mm-hmm.
because you are a little bit older.
Mm-hmm.
And I think it's interesting to see someone like yourself who isn't like married and has kids and all this stuff.
Thanks for reminding me. I'm just kidding. I had to say that. No, I had to.
But it's nice because like you are older than me, but like we're still kind of in that same phase together
I'm
in a
like a
way.
role model to say, hey, it's okay that you're not married right now because your 28-year-old friend isn't either.
Exactly. And I think like, okay, let me ask you this. Do you think you're a different person now at 28 than you were at 24?
Yes. Maybe. I don't even remember what I did yesterday. I have a real I don't remember.
But I'm just saying, like, do you like
yeah,
as a like
maybe, I guess. I don't know. I'm the worst example. I'm the worst. Let me ask you this. Are you a better person now at the age of 24 than you were at the age of 21?
I don't know. I feel like I'm the same. But here's my thing though too. I have gone through these last like 2.5, 3 years really trying to work on myself.
Mm-hmm.
Like I am like the number one advocate for therapy. I love talk therapy.
We love therapy.
It's amazing. Shout out my therapist. You the best.
What's her name? First name.
Am I allowed to say it?
Just give her first name.
Her name's Teresa.
Shout out to you, Teresa.
I haven't seen her in a hot minute though, but it's fine.
You're like, I'm scheduling an appointment right after this.
Yeah, but for me, I've noticed that like I've been giving myself or trying to find more tools and like ways to like grow and change because I think there's so much pressure that you put on yourself. And there's so many things like I could talk myself into a deep rabbit hole of like, you haven't done this and you haven't done that. And look at what you have to show for yourself. You don't even have anything to show for yourself.
I will say I'm the same exact way as that.
And it's hard. Very scary. Like it's a very scary feeling to feel inferior. And like the things that I'm working on are just like trying to create more boundaries. And I think for me, it's a blessing and a curse that like I'm very trusting of other people.
Yeah.
And that's something that when I've talked to people who are in their 30s or early 40s or older adults, I would say that like that's something you learn late into your 20s and into your 30s to just not care what other people think.
Yes.
And I think for me, like that's something that like I'm really looking forward, not to say that I couldn't do it now, but it's still really hard for me to have those boundaries and to not feel like I need to be liked or I need to be wanted or, you know, it's okay. Like you're not for everybody and that's okay. You're not meant to be for everybody because then I think of the people who are meant for me. They wouldn't be getting the best version of me as a friend or in a relationship for them if I was trying to give myself to people who don't care.
I have a good example. This is a Miranda example.
Okay.
Like I used to care how many likes I would get on my Instagram posts, how many comments I would get, all of that stuff when I was younger. I used to worry about it. I'm like, oh, I only got 50 likes. Like to be cool, you had to have what, over 100?
I remember it was like followers was a big one.
Yeah, like you had to have over 1,000 followers to be cool. Yeah. And now I'm like, I don't give a shit. I'm just posting.
But even back then though, like with the whole followers thing, I'm like, I'm not letting random people follow me as a teenager. No. That's weird.
No, it was so different. And now I'm like, I'm just going to post what I love, my life, and that's it. I don't care what you guys think.
But I think that like that's what's hard too is like finding real friends as an adult, especially like it's nice in a way that you are kind of in the same boat as me in the sense of like you don't have like a core group of friends.
No.
And I think that
I choose not to.
People who have like their core group of friends and they get together all the time and they text all the time and there's a group chat and blah, blah, blah. Like that's so cool. But like how realistic is that?
Is it? It gives me anxiety.
You know what I mean? Like I have my close friends in my circle, but we're not like a group of friends.
No.
They're all from different parts of my life. Yes. But I will say it's really hard because I feel like I'm a terrible judge of character.
Really?
I've been burned so many times by people who I've
trusting.
thought were like,
You're too trusting.
oh, we're going to be best friends. And oh my gosh, like I was that annoying girl that was like, oh, we're going to text all the time and let's hang out and let's do this and let's do that. And I'm like, oh, you were talking shit about me behind my back the whole time. Cool. Thanks. So I think
that's why you got to make your circle small. You can't trust anybody out there. They're ruthless.
Quality over quantity.
Yes. You know what? That's actually, I love that. That's a great quote.
Yeah, I think that is something that is really hard, and especially like becoming an early young adult into like the workforce. Is that what it's called?
Yeah.
When you start working, especially if you're working in a place with all women, especially being young. When I was really young, I started working at a place with all women, and it was like kind of scary.
It is scary.
It was very high school, and it was very. So many people were talking about so many different things, and it was just kind of like, how do we have time for this? So I've learned to be able to kind of not give all of myself right away.
Yes. You wait to open up.
Yeah. And that's something that I've had to like actually teach myself, because I was just so like, let's trauma dump.
That's what I do.
Wait,
that's what I do actually though. I'm like, hi, my name's Miranda Bagosi. I'm a Gemini. I like this. I like that. Oh, this is my childhood.
Yeah. Here's my life story. Like, here's everything that's happened to me.
Yeah, I'm like the same way though.
And like, it's hard because you don't really know. And I will say, like, finding those true friends,
it's not easy.
It's not at all. And like, especially as an adult, how do you meet people? Like, it's like dating. Like,
it's harder.
How do you go? Like, I'm not gonna go out to a bar and just make, like, you make drunken friends with girls at bars, but you're not gonna find your best soulmate there.
I will say though, I've met some pretty good friends at these bars in New Baltimore who have become amazing to me. I'm gonna shout her out, Courtney. I love you. No, but it is hard when you get older. It's hard. That's why you're my friend, and my family is my friend.
No, for real. And that's where it's hard too, because it's like sometimes you need to have that outside person who isn't fully integrated in everything. Like, having family and being close with your family is amazing. Like, that is the one thing that I will say. But it's hard confiding in people who care about you that much about things, because then that opens up the door for them to form an opinion. Even though it's them wanting what's best for you, it's still really hard. So it's nice to be able to be like, I could go to you for something and you're going to give me your opinion and you're going to let me get it out. Or like, even with Bailey and Haley, like, I can do the same thing and know that, like, okay, cool, like, I'm going to get this out. I'm going to say what I need to say. And then that way I can let it go. Where I feel like when you talk to your family, it's hard.
It's different. Like, it's totally
there's
different.
so much pressure, and you know, I don't know. It's just it's a different feeling. But knowing like your self-worth is something that I think is really important in your 20s. Because you're trying to figure out who you are. Like, I'm still trying to figure out who I am and what I like and what I want, and I don't even know the answer to any of that.
To those of you
like,
to those of you who are listening right now, you're doing amazing. Don't let anybody tell you differently. Haters gonna hate. That's all I gotta say. I like think about sometimes, like, what is coming out of your mouth? All right.
Am I saying that right now? But no, like, I'm literally like, I want to not care what people think of me, but then it's
hard
like,
not to.
Are you human if you sit there and say, I don't care what other people think about me? Like,
how can you not?
How can you not?
It's hard.
Everyone wants to be liked. Everyone wants to be loved. Everyone wants to be chosen.
Yeah. Choose me. Love me. Pick me. All right. Let's switch gears.
Okay. Sorry, was this getting too depressing for you?
A little bit.
I'm sorry. I'm working on a lot of self-reflection.
So you're going to make an appointment with Teresa. Is that her name? Teresa. She's going to make an appointment with you, and you guys are going to have a great conversation. Maybe I'll join. Got a 2-for-1 special.
Just like, save it for therapy, not the podcast, please.
All right.
Trauma dump. See? Number one culprit. Anyway.
Your tick. This is a new segment, Pulp Culture Rapid Fire. This is where we are going to talk about our favorite reality TV shows weekly.
Can you repeat the name of the segment?
Pop Culture Rapid Fire.
You kept going, pop.
Was I really? I think
Pop culture.
I think I have like a stutter or like
Pop
a
culture.
speech impediment.
Or it's the Midwestern in me that's like, say it right, pop.
Pop
There
culture
you go.
rapid fire. So we have been on the Valley kick. And for those of you who don't know, the Valley is a Bravo TV show and it's kind of a spin-off of Vanderpump Rules. It has Jax, Brittany, Kristen, and then some other friends of friends that were on Vanderpump Rules at one point in their lives. And they all live in the Valley. They all have children now. They all have houses. They're grown up. They're adults. So it's a little bit different.
Are they though?
No, they went from partying to still partying, and their babysitter's having a nanny, which is fine.
Their
But-
babysitter's having a nanny?
Wait, what did I? Oh, to their children having a nanny.
The babysitter needs a nanny.
I might be dyslexic too. It's fine.
That is one of the new Bravo shows that it's coming out weekly. The second season is currently out. I think it's every Wednesday. It's on Peacock. I watch it on Peacock. I don't watch it on
There are 2
real
seasons.
TV.
We are on the second season now. I definitely recommend it. Is so entertaining.
I think it's hard, especially if you watched Vanderpump Rules. You kind of know the backstory of like Jax and Brittany because they're married. And you kind of see the development in their relationship and how many ups and downs of like he cheated on her, they got back together, they got engaged, they got married on the show, all these things, and then they left the show or got fired or whatever happened, and
they got fired.
They got fired, and then they were kind of doing their own things for a while, and this show came up and started, and some things just never change. A leopard never changes its spots. And so I think it's hard to watch them as like real adults now. I mean, he's 45 and he's still acting like this.
He will never change. For those of you who don't know, Jax Taylor, aka his real name is what? Jason Couchy?
Yeah.
Coochie Coo. He is originally from Michigan and he went to Eisenhower and he played hockey there. And he is a son of a bitch. I will not lie.
He's a really bad person. Like it's really hard to watch, and especially when you saw Brittany in the beginning of Vanderpump Rules and how excited she was and how good of a heart she had and how she was such a bright kind, character on the show.
Soul.
And now it's like you could just tell and you can see how hurt she is, and like she tried for the sake of their son. They have a 3-year-old son, and I think for her she reached her breaking point, and like I couldn't imagine having cameras in my face dealing with my husband acting like this and it coming out. She said on I think episode 2 of the second season, she was threatening him with divorce, like you need to go get help, I'm not doing this anymore. And she was like, I'm done covering for you, like, and he's like, I don't know what you're talking about covering for me. And she's like the coke problem, Jax. So it's like I couldn't imagine like knowing that my husband had an addiction and like there were cameras in our face all of the time.
I would be so embarrassed. I'm like, well, the world knows about my coke addiction now.
Like I can't. And so but the problem is I think that like he plays into the villain and being that kind of person so much because that's like his character. That's like Jax Taylor is a character. Like it's not even his real name.
I will admit, when cameras do roll, he's a totally different person. He tries to be like, oh, woe is me. He tries to play the victim.
It's so gross.
What about what she did to me? She's allowed to sleep with other people. You guys are separated. That's what you guys agreed on. I will say this. On the last episode, they share a house, but Brittany lives in an Airbnb where she keeps her son Cruz at. By the way, Jax isn't allowed to spend time with Cruz alone. How sad is that? Anywho, Brittany went over to their house one day and she walked into their bathroom and she found a baby wipe and a thong on the kitchen sink. So she was like, this random girl is wiping her vag and then using my son's baby wipes and her thongs. Like, what? You can't do that.
And like he justifies all of his actions.
Yeah.
I mean, I do eat it up. I'm not going to lie.
It's
like
so good.
I look forward to sitting down and eating and watching it.
Yes.
But it's messy. It's really messy. But it's addicting. Just like all of Bravo's shows. Like if you didn't watch Vanderpump Rules, like that's 13 seasons of just like chaos and mess. And I'm just like, there's no way this is real.
I think Vanderpump Rules is one of the greats. And I will stand by that to the day I die.
But see, so I have not watched all of everything because I don't have time for that. But I've seen Vanderpump Rules, Southern Charm, Real Housewives of Salt Lake City, Real Housewives of Miami.
Mm-hmm.
I watched the newest season of Orange County, but I hadn't gone back.
Oh, I've been watching OC. To give a backstory, OC is the first housewife franchise to come out, right?
Yeah, it was the first group. And then I think it was New York and then New Jersey and then Atlanta. Those three were kind of all at the same time. My mom's been watching Atlanta, so I've been catching clips of it, and that's crazy too. But so I think it's crazy how well they have these shows like curated to like make you want to watch it.
Yes. I would like to thank Andy Cohen for everything that he does.
It's crazy.
Because it's just insane. I think I do have a full-on addiction to Bravo. That's my addiction, Jax.
Well, it's funny because I was watching Summer House and I was going back and trying to like catch up on everything. And Jacob is, I'm sorry to be outing him on
For
the
those
podcast.
of you who don't know, Jacob's her sweet little baby of a boyfriend.
Yes. Jacob low-key loves reality TV.
Does
he would like get mad if I watched like an episode without him. And like I remember we were in Florida, or we were on our way to Florida, and we stopped halfway through at a hotel, and the TV didn't work in the hotel. Like I couldn't hook it all up, so I had it on my iPad. I was laying on my side, and he's like popped up, trying to like watch it over my shoulder.
He's like, "But wait, this really looks good."
Literally. And so we're watching Summer House, and he goes, "So this is just rich people Jersey Shore?"
I mean, if you think of it, yeah.
Oh my God, what a comparison. I mean, it's just as messy. It's not like that to that extent, but like it's rich kids going and sharing a house on the weekends. Like it's so addictive. And then I sit and I'm like, okay, well that outfit's cute. How can I recreate that with clothes I have at home? Like,
and then you're like, but wait, I can't.
Right.
I don't have that money.
And then you look it up and it's like $1,200 for a shirt. And I'm like, huh?
If only.
Okay. But it's crazy the fact that they like keep getting you back for more.
So good. So we're going to just talk about that. Each week will be different, I feel like, with a different TV show, right?
I think, well, it's just pop culture in general. So like anything we find from TikTok, any current events.
Well, something did happen. I did see that one of the stars from Floribama Shore,
I did see that,
passed away, I think last night or early this morning.
I never watched that show.
I never watched it, but I was reading into it, and it looked like he had liver failure. I could be wrong.
That's scary.
I guess he was like in a coma, and then they just pulled the plug, and he was only 33 years old. Like, how sad.
That is scary.
My mom and stepdad are like kind of from the Floribama area, so that's as far as I got into that. But I never watched the show.
I was never like, I watched Jersey Shore a little bit, but I was into Teen Mom and like 16 and Pregnant.
Okay, I did not watch that.
Oh, no. See, I loved that. I ate that up too, because I'm like, your baby daddy did what?
They're like 12.
I was 12. Like, it was bad. And then, did you ever watch the show with Bret Michaels? Looking like his.
Yes. Wait, what is it? Rock of Love, baby.
Something. I used to watch that, and I was like way too young to be watching that.
I loved that.
That was a good show. I should not have been watching that.
There's so much good reality.
So I think that was ingrained from being a little girl and watching, especially like reality TV shows too. Like the Kardashians. I loved the Kardashians. And
is E still a channel, or is that? I think that's gone now, right?
No, it is.
Is it? I don't have cable.
I don't have cable either, but I'm pretty sure, didn't Peacock buy them?
I don't know.
I feel like so many companies own so many other companies.
I didn't even know there's still cable out there.
There is cable. I don't have it, but there's cable.
I just use the apps. It's so much easier.
And that's where they get you.
I know. Hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of dollars.
I think cable's cheaper.
Oh, for sure. Probably. I believe that.
Yeah, my mom and I were watching this documentary series, Hollywood Demons.
Ooh.
And it was an episode on the housewives and kind of like all the criminals that are actually on the housewives. And it was interesting to see how they curate the cast and like why they choose certain people and like what criteria you have to meet in order to be a housewife, and just like how scary it can be to like have the cameras in your face all of the time 24/7. And even, I don't know if you watched Beverly Hills at all.
Oh, duh.
So like when that whole thing happened with Taylor Armstrong
that
and
was sad.
Her husband, and he ended up killing himself, like she came on and talked about it, and it's scary to think about that, like you put these people kind of on a pedestal. Like you're
Mhm.
making them celebrities. Like they really weren't anything until they were on the show.
Yeah.
Then you make them a celebrity, and then like real life stuff happens to them, and you like sit back and think like, oh, like they are human. Like,
Mhm.
but it's hard to watch and know that like you have all this money and you're doing what with it.
Exactly.
Because I think we all could sit there and say, if I had that kind of money, I would be doing this, this, and this with it. But it's like,
I
okay,
would try to
well,
make my life better.
realistically, if you had that kind of money, like what would you do with that kind of money? Like dumb money.
This is gonna sound, I don't know. I would give a lot back to my mom and dad because they have helped me out so much. And I'm not just saying that to say that. I just feel bad because I ask them for a lot of things. So I'll just be like, here, just take
I feel
it
like
all.
taking care of everyone is definitely like number one on the list.
Taking care of my family for sure.
And I think it'd be nice to just not worry about anything, but like you sit and think about, okay, well, is their money really their money? Like, where is their money coming from?
Right. I mean, usually
it's tax fraud.
It's literally every housewife commits tax fraud. So.
Some kind of crime for money. But that's where it's like I sit and think like it would be so nice to not have to worry about where my money's coming from.
I mean, yeah.
I'd invest in myself. You know what they say? You're not ugly, you're just poor.
How would you invest in yourself? Like what?
Oh, baby. What wouldn't I do?
Wait, like physically? Is that what you mean? Oh, I thought you meant like stocks or something.
No.
I'm like, I don't know.
I don't even know how that works.
Me neither.
Anyway, no, I would definitely make myself feel better.
Wait, I actually would too.
No, like I would literally whatever I wanted, I'd probably buy.
Right, be like BBL, liposuction.
Not even, honestly. Just a little bit. Maybe some chin filler.
Oh, or a chin implant.
No, but I definitely would like you said, like give back and like make sure everyone was set.
Yes.
I'd pay everything off.
Yes.
Like especially like student debt's a big one. Like I want that to go away.
Oh, I can't even imagine. I do not have that. I did not go to college, so I just have credit card debt.
Thanks for reminding me. Yeah, I don't know, but to be a housewife,
it'd be crazy.
It's nuts.
All right, besties. Well, that's all the unfiltered chaos we've got for today. If you laughed, cried, maybe, or even questioned your life choices, mission accomplished.
Don't forget to follow us on Instagram at the Untamed and Unfiltered Podcast.
I'm so proud of you.
Finally. Fourth time's a charm. We also have a YouTube channel which we post our videos to. I've been trying to get it on Spotify. It's really hard. It's not working.
We're learning.
Please bear with me if you want to watch us. Subscribe to our YouTube channel. And we have a TikTok account now that we post some videos on. And check back for some behind the scenes clips and photos of like some fun stuff that we're going to be doing. Don't forget to rate us on Apple Podcasts or Spotify.
So basically just kiss our asses on every single platform.
Review, leave whatever you want. Message us. Tell us how much you love us. Really feed our egos because that helps.
So yeah. So stay untamed and stay unfiltered. We love you guys. Bye.